Welcome back, everyone, to a rainy Banished. We're here in, well, it's going to one day be the Bluebelly Armory. I'll tell you, it's feeling further off than I hoped. It's feeling pretty far away right now, I have to admit. But the hope is that we can get things going here very soon. We're trying to build this blacksmith. We need to gather up this iron ore that we have around us and get the blacksmith going because we're about to have a tool crisis. You know, are we really playing Banished if there's not a tool crisis? Just how we do things in this game. Tool crisis, then I mean, we're already in a clothing blight. So let's see how we go this episode. If you are new to the channel, thanks so much for coming in. Thanks for joining in on the adventure of this armory challenge. I'll tell you what, I am having a blast getting things going here. Um, and I hope that you'll spend some time looking at the performance of other people who are joining in on the challenge. There's a mixture of some of us are on YouTube, some folks are just playing and posting screenshots. So, you know, take a minute to find some of the other competitors and check it out. I'll be honest, I'm not, you know, so concerned about winning as I am concerned about having fun and being, you know, competitive. I will say that. I want to be competitive for sure. So what kind of food are we... See, this is bad. I put this here. The wagon's behind it. You know, little bits of poor design like that are going to kill me in this challenge. Like, that's the kind of stuff that separates winners from losers. Making sure that you get the small details right. And you might think I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not. Small details really matter. Like, me losing 3 or 4 people, however many it was, in that initial season is terrible. Just terrible for my long-term ability to do well in this series. So if you're wondering what I'm marking now, there's a few things that I'm marking over here. We'll try to clear cut later, but what I'm marking right now, these blue flowers are flax, and the white flowers, like this, are cotton. So we're marking that so that we're going to have something to produce. So we need to make this, to build this tailor. So I'm going to switch this guy over to lumber. I know it might not seem like we have a ton of firewood there, but everybody should have their 25. Well, they have 12. They have 42. See, that's... They have 108. That's the problem, because I haven't built a market yet. They're not divvying things up properly. They're not dividing it properly. So you end up with people... That's why people died. Honestly, people died because one family had 400 food. If that's not a metaphor for the way the world works. Whew. Anyways, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and try to get some stone tools to stave off the tool crisis, and then hopefully we'll be able to switch this over to iron production. Yeah, now we need 16 iron and a heap of lumber up here, and then we'll have a tailor. That tailor will begin converting flax and... What is that? I don't even see anything there. Interesting. The tailor will be converting flax and cotton into linen and cloth, respectively. So, all right, you see these bits of wood laying on the ground? I don't know. I'll zoom in so you can see that piece of wood. I can mark that to collect dead wood. And now I don't want to go too far because they're already, they live here, so they're gonna have to walk up here and over. So I don't want to get too far off of the old proverbial beaten path, but I will go ahead and mark this stuff that's on the immediate side of the bridge here. Now we should, in air quotes, we should have a nice steady bit of food coming in from the hunter and the gatherer. Look at that. See, that's what we want to see. It's only 2 gatherers, and they're bringing in that much food. The forester, what is this, about 30 logs a year? What'd they bring in? 24. Yeah, exactly. So they're bringing in some other stuff. I don't really want them doing that. We're not set up to deal with fodder thatch yet, but we can stockpile it and use it later. So there's some people there that could move out, but we don't want to expand too aggressively into new homes if we don't need them. I would rather get a nice, oh, we're so close. I would rather get a nice baseline of clothing, tools, and food before we start worrying about population management. Now, I don't know if this is flowers or cotton, to be honest. That looks like flowers to me, and that looks like it might be cotton. Those look like flowers for sure. Oh, there's some dead wood there. See, now, you might be thinking, why on earth am I even messing around with all this fine detail? Oh, hi, bears. Fair question. Maybe I shouldn't be, but let's see. Which do we have the most of? We've got 26 flax. So let's go ahead and do... Well, we should have some leather, too. What we want to do is turn this flax into linen. And then we're going to do the option that is both... It'll be 1 linen and 1 leather. So that'll extend our leather out. So you're probably wondering how soon we're going to get to the actual armory. Oh, that's a little pine tree. I was wondering what that was. So let's go ahead and look at that. The buildings are here. And we need lumber, which we now have the ability to make, which reminds me, I need to switch that back. Lumber, iron, and glass. So we're going to need a sand pit at some point. I don't know if I'll be able to... Like, I could put a sand pit there. That's not a bad shout. I think, though, even though we're starting here, I think the majority of our city, like the city proper... Whew, boy, look at all that space. I think the city should probably be up here. I think we're going to have our settlement kind of creep along that way. Okay, we're out of iron ore. Didn't expect that, but, you know, things happen. How much linen did we make? 6. Not perfect, but it'll help to stretch the leather that we have out a bit further. Alright, I see a little bit of iron ore there, but let's go ahead and snag this iron ore. Now the Red Ketchup mod has a cool little tool here that is almost all. Now this would mark this silver, it would mark this stone, it would mark this gold ore, and this is all copper here. So I want to eventually get all of this clear. I don't know what this section makes sense what I want this to be. I feel like I could do an awful lot of essential everything right in this area. But I want to get started with some of the main functions up this way as well. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and put in a stockpile and a storage barn. We're going to get a fisherman going here. I might put another one up there at some point, but I'm not going to mess with that right this minute. Alright, so we should have enough workers now that we can start doing some of this. And since it's summertime, go ahead and build that. And the living is easy. Right. Let's mark this remaining stone over here. I don't want to make people walk too far, but if there's stone here, that's good. And we want the iron ore out of this area. I'm not as worried about the copper just yet. Okay. Lots to do. Lots to do. What are we out of? Wood. They're working on it. Just hold your horses. Alright, we've got some clothes here. Alright. Let's check our demographics. We're going to start building houses up there soon. So, those two... We also need, obviously, a school. I think we'll put the school right here. That'll be a nice... I'm going to back it up one, because I'll probably make this a double road. Because we'll probably have some food and... Oh boy, speaking of food, yikes. Yeesh. Sometimes it does that, where the food just kind of dips down a little bit because people just collected the food. But late autumn, you don't really want to come into winter this low on food. So hopefully we can get this fisherman going. I assigned people to do all this gathering of stuff that probably didn't need to be gathered, so that might have been a critical error on my part. That's the thing about this game, man. You never know what small decision that you made could become catastrophic. And it can't, I mean, it can actually ruin your entire save. Small details can ruin your entire save. And it doesn't seem like that when you're just putzing along playing for fun. But it 100% can ruin your experience. Okay, now we're going to switch this over to just leather. And we'll make as many as we can hide coats. Alright, put a fisher person in there. I don't know if they're going to care about having a road, but we'll give them one. I may put the sand person here and the glass here. I don't know. I feel like I need to build infrastructure before I worry about trying to force the armory. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but that's how I feel about it. I want to get a nice thriving community, and then we can add it on top of things once we've got everything in place. Back up to 500 food. I like the rebound there. That was unexpected, but I'll take it. So I'm not exactly sure how I want to do the timing, or I guess I should say the length of these episodes. These first two, obviously, I'm taking slow because there's a lot to maintain. But I don't know if, I mean, if I take, I'm going to have to take a snapshot of how many things I've produced at year 10, by year 10, or, you know, let me rephrase, in the summer of year 10, I have to take that snapshot. And I don't mind doing that. Certainly, I don't mind doing that. But I don't, if I do 2 of these episodes a week, April will be over and I'll be at my first thing. So I can do a few things. I can either play off screen and not share the episodes. I could do an episode where I try to play either on 10x and make it 5 years. I could do episodes that are much longer. I would actually love to hear other people's response. Do you want to watch me play more at a slow pace, or do you want me to play on 10x? Or do you want me to play off screen and then just jump and be like, all right, we're in year 9 now, and we're going to come up on year 10? You know, that's probably what I'll do, unless somebody has a better idea. I'll probably show you, like, right before I take my snapshot, and then maybe the year after or something like that. Boy, we're back down to 150. Yikes. What do they need? Logs, stone, and iron, which we have that much iron. Great. Okay, out of leather, to be expected. Let's go ahead and switch you over to making cloth, because I believe there's some cotton in here. And not a lot of flax, but we should have some coming in. We could also do fur. Oh yeah, and there should be some stuff coming into this one as well. Alright. Let's go. Let's get that done. That's a priority now. We need to get the school up and running. We've got too many kids. Too many kids running around not going to school. Okay, let's get that going. We should have all this stuff that I marked cleared out, but we don't. But we should. Alright, food again. Gather food again. Gather food again. Lovely. Lots of mark and wait at this stage. Not a lot of strategy, really, I don't think, at this point. Well, I guess there's still strategic decisions, what I'm choosing to prioritize. But this game is so fun. I don't know how you all feel about it, but I love this game. And I love how the mod pack, how Red Ketchup's mod makes it just all the more engaging. There's just so much that you have to take into consideration. So once we get over here, we can build our dock out. We'll build some food sources over here. This will make it so we don't necessarily need traders right away. I also might put a trader over here. Maybe I'll put the trader up here and the sand digger. I can't think of the word. Sand pit over there. Interesting. Very interesting. We go ahead and put 2 more houses in. That was dark blue. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Is that? Yeah, it's gone. Alright, children. Get ye some education. How's this doing? Alright. Not terrible. Early summer of year 4. Population is woeful. Education just beginning. Alright, let's switch this over to iron making again. Did we make any cloth? We made 8 cloth. Lovely. Do we have flax now? We have 5 flax. We have... Okay. Cloth and leather it is. I've got some flax marked, I know that. Alrighty, friends, I think this is as good a spot as any. We will go ahead and snag a quick little screenshot here. This shouldn't give away too much for the folks who check out the episode. If you are enjoying this as much as I am, thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to talking to you the next episode. Bye for now.